Law. This video I wanted to continue on from the last video and take this vending machine spirituality, or this new age spiritual paralysism conversation a little further because that's what it's really boiling down to. What are the intentions of the new age? How does it exist? And then after it exists, how does it affect us? Because it was invented, it was created to affect us a certain way. Now that it was invented to affect us a certain way, how is it exactly affecting us? And once that is understood, we can start to see a better perspective of who and what we are, and what's really going on here on a larger scale. But that's the whole point of this entire situation, that in addressing the New Age program, is that it's in this reality as a good thing. It's in this reality as something positive, as something better. As soon as you say something about it, you're automatically demonized. And that's the whole point. That's the basic premise of this vending machine spirituality, is because as soon as somebody feels offended, or as soon as somebody feels like they are uncomfortable with either opposing information or information that makes them feel insecure about whatever their belief systems are, then they automatically see that as a threat, and they need another vending machine fixer-uppers, something to clean up what was just damaged. So they put in another dollar bill into the vending machine and they get another fix. So it's either put $1 in the spiritual vending machine and, get out crystals. If crystals don't work, then use Reiki. If Reiki doesn't work, then use meditation. If meditation doesn't work, then use spiritual healing circles. If healing circles don't work, then go to a guru. If a guru doesn't work, go to a channeler. If a channeler doesn't work, then go, change your diet. If your diet doesn't work, then, see how it's all these different things that represent the journey. But the journey itself as a whole is the whole thing. But since it's been compartmentalized and they say, no, this is not spirituality, this is spirituality. Once they do that, they've created a system. That is definitely not anything spiritual, because it has a benevolent or a malevolent intention behind it, hidden behind benevolent commercials. So they put these benevolent commercials about the New Age in your face and these people in your face, but their true intentions down the line is malevolent. It's to spiritually paralyze your consciousness, so it doesn't evolve. It doesn't go any further than what the system needs it to go. If it goes further than what the system needs it to go, then you're going to become a threat to the system. So they need to put a bunch of talking heads out there that maintain the consciousness of non-threatening spirituality. This is what the New Age movement and the New Age system is about. Oprah with Eckhart Tolle, Deepak Chopra, Tony Robbins not only make spirituality non-threatening to the system, but make spirituality beneficial and profitable to the system, and also a part of the system in order to add credibility to the system. So as long as you're caught in this idea of things create spirituality, and then as long as you have those things have built up what you define spirituality as. So what's more important there? The things that make up spirituality, or the definition in which you're trying to reach that means spirituality? Of course, it's the definition, because it's going to be different from everybody, and it's the definition of spirituality that's going to determine what you think spirituality is. So if you're just so cheap enough just to take spirituality as just a bunch of stuff that's laid out like by people like David Icke and Russell Brand, then your spirituality, your new age, your evolution will be based upon that. And that's what this system is doing. That's why I'm saying some people are aware of this system existing, other people aren't. And that's the benefits of the system for the system, because it looks real. It's like, oh, well, you're always going to have fake people out here, and you're always going to have real people out there, right, Kenya? So you got all these different, the thing is, they exist, or it exists, the system exists, as like a hands-off thing. It's like, we didn't create this, it's the people who are doing this. And then if it seems like a threat, like Russell Brand to New Age people seems like a threat to the system. They think people like Russell Brand are evolving the system, are evolving the consciousness of humanity into a higher realm. That's what people think of, like about Russell Brand and Eckhart Tolle and Deepak Chopra. They can't even acknowledge that they're connected to systems of people who are designed to enslave the masses. That's how paralyzed the New Agers are. They cannot even acknowledge the most obvious shit out there. Oprah and all the people connected to Oprah are attached to the most manipulative, fucked up, destructive system out there. And you have an entire community of people around the world who are saying, nope, I can't look at that information. It's not worth it. It's not worth my time. I'm just going to think of a higher perspective that will hope their way down the line. They're hoping themselves into a higher consciousness. This is what it is. They're playing the waiting game, hoping their way into heaven. That's what it is. As long as you just don't do a whole bunch of fucked up stuff like the system does, then you can hope yourself into heaven. You'll just hope your way up there. Just don't do a whole bunch of fucked up things. So what the system does is it plays the devil for the people who now are the gods and the angels. So as long as a system can maintain that it's the devil, it's simultaneously maintaining that you are the angels and the God is the God. So you have to fight the system. What do the angels have to do? They have to fight. That's their job, is to fight the system, right? Fight the demons, fight the devil. So these are these rehabilitated, from used to be addicted to the system, these rehabilitated angels now, who used to be demons, like Russell Brand, pawning off like he's some like spiritual teacher and so on and so forth. They put these people out there and say, oh yeah, these are the ones who you should follow and listen to. So they'll play like they're crazy, like they do with Jim Carrey, and they're doing with Russell Brand. How they and there's another one too, Jim Carrey, Russell Brand. These people who talk about consciousness out there and the Illuminati and stuff like that, but they're obviously Hollywood actors. Not to say that they can't talk about this, I'm just saying that it's more complex than that. It's more complex than they're just a Hollywood actor who stumbled onto a higher awareness. Get the fuck out of here. It's way deeper than that. So like in this video, Russell Brand says, how I became confident. How did I become confident? Let's see. Let me count the ways. I'm so fucking spiritual. Look how spiritual my fucking shirt is, and look how spiritual my tattoos are. I'm the most spiritual, rehabilitated motherfucker there is in the whole earth. I am the one qualified to speak about spirituality because I used to be a not spiritual person. I used to be an addict. I was doing all the drugs, having all the sex, doing all this stuff. This is what he's saying with his world. That gives him his credibility to speak to the world. And then the system says, the system needs that, because the system needs you to focus all your energy dealing with spirituality on how fucked up the system is, not how great you are. Those are two different power sources. To focus your energy on how fucked up and healing, or focus your energy on how badass and amazing you are once you getting out of that healing process. See, this is this system, in order to slow down time and the expansion of true consciousness and true like movement, what the system has to do is manipulate the amount, the way you move, manipulate the velocity of movement, and then channel that velocity and direction through that velocity into back into the system. So the system knows that the people on massive scales are going to be, you know, spiritually awakening, right? So instead of whatever that means, based upon, so there are shifts and cycles within our thought processes that go up and down over series of time. And, you know, some people get it, some people don't, here and there. And then eventually over the many different lifetimes, you'll work your way to wherever it is. It might not even be this lifetime. That's what I was telling some friends of mine, like there's some things that people are dealing with today, right now. This is why I don't get involved. There are things that people are dealing with right now that are going to take lifetimes to deal with. So once we get out, start to realize that, then it'll be more easy to see the vending machine spirituality, or this new age spiritual like paralysism, because that's really what it's boiling down to. The new age mentality, like Russell Brand, like he's saying in here, how I became confident. He's saying he became confident because you know, of whatever kind of spiritual ways he became confident. But he will never, ever acknowledge how he became confident from the system of racism, white supremacy existing around the world. None of that was ever mentioned in here. And how much confidence has that added to his reality? To all people's reality. See, this is why the system has to focus everything on what you should be based upon what you're not so far, because the system, like putting the system up there next to you as if you're the same. We're not the same. See, all the systems, like this is a good example, like all the abuse and rape and all that culture, that's not across the board around the world. That's very specific. You can channel that directly into Greco-Roman culture and how they were all about that S&M sort of sick and fucked up ways of being in society. They made that normal. So they're trying to make that normal, and they're saying that that's human. Oh, these are human problems. We're just these monkey-minded people who just want to fuck everything and destroy everything and conquer everything. And then that's going to be the what you fix in order to become spiritual. So as long as you fix that, then you can become spiritual. That's what they're trying to play off with Russell Brand. As long as you go from fucked up to less fucked up, that's your spiritual awakening. So if you, it's not to, you know, go beyond all this bullshit. It's to just get better than you were. So if you're an addict, now you're a father, and oh wow, so glory of being a father and a mother, all that shit. So this is all that stuff that I'll address with the love and the happiness coming up in the next video. But I had to share this piece first, because this is the premise of the New Age agenda, is to focus all your ideas on fixing what was systematically broken, so that you don't go any further than the systematic broken consciousness limitation program. You can't go beyond that. You'll become awakened to the point of still being asleep within the system, and they need you there. And this is how they do it. They'll talk about how he'll talk about how he became confident, but he won't acknowledge how on a micro scale, but he won't acknowledge how the macro scale confidence contributors added to his micro scale, and the micro scale and the macro scale confidence of so-called white people around the world. See, that's why the New Age exists, to take your attention off of the power. He's a perfect example. Don't look at the macro confidence that is existing inside the systematic oppression of a certain people. Focus all of your attention in your New Age, whatever, your spirituality, on the micro version of confidence, and then that'll be it. That's all you have to do. Then you're awakened like me. I used to be an addict. Now I'm a cool spiritual guy with a baby. Follow me. I'm a good guy, and I can speak some consciousness and really cool shit. And that's it. And I'm a nice guy. Like, I'm a nice guy like this. So I say, So you're saying a system of racism, white supremacy, running rampant around the world for hundreds of years hasn't at all added to your confidence? Vending machine spirituality is the biggest threat to the health and well-being of the modern masses. New Age spiritual paralysism. This is the intention of the New Age agenda.